Hi everyone, this is Tanya from Psycho Moms, and I wanted to share with you this vintage tag that I created. I have it sitting here sideways so I can zoom in as tight as I can so you can get a really good view of it, but I'll bring it closer to show off some of the elements that are tighter in here. But the tag background, which you can see a little bit of here, is actually the backing from some of the Prima Say It in Pearls, which, you know, that it looks like a ledger, and I mean, as you know, I don't throw anything away, so here we go again. But anyway, I used that as my backdrop for my tag, and I want to show you what I did to the back, because on the back of the tag, you know, there's all that Prima stuff on there, so I didn't want that to be there, so I painted the back and decoupaged over the top of it with a doily that I broke up because I thought it had that nice lace look, and some book pages, and then I painted over it with purple paint to kind of bring in some of the purples from the girl on the front. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of this. Like I said, there's a lot going on, so hopefully, you know, you can visualize what's happening here. But I'm going to get a little bit closer. I'm going to try to zoom in, so pardon the camera shake for just a second while I get it tight here. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, there's that ledger that's in the background, and you can see the text is over the top. Now on the back I painted it purple in a lot of spaces, but because this tag was going to get covered up and because I wanted a lot of these elements to show through, I did not paint them. I didn't put the paint as thick on the front as I did on the back, because I really wanted to see that ledger piece that was in the background. So that's that nice aqua tealy blue color, and then over the top of that is purple, and there is a text in the back is a book that I tore apart. Now I also, you can kind of see it a little bit here, but there's that doily that I showed you from the back. It's also decoupaged on there, and it's all over, it's like all over randomly in the background. Now this tag, I actually found this luggage tag online. It's a Paris luggage tag, and I just shrunk it down really small and printed it out on my inkjet printer, and then distressed it. I like ripped the edges really good, and, you know, distressed them really good, and added some walnut ink to them just to kind of distress it, and then I stapled it to it. And, you know, at first I didn't put anything in the hole, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know, they always have these little ropes on them, so I went ahead and added a little piece of the twine that is from the luggage tags that I use to make my tags usually. This is a little piece of bling that was left over, and the Eiffel Tower is nested into the background. This key that's up here at the top was bright brassy gold, and I took some black StazOn ink and some sandpaper. I sanded the top of the key just to kind of lift, if there was any kind of finish on it, I lifted it off, and then rubbed it with some StazOn to give it that brass, that antique brass look. And then there's my little lollipop flower, and there is a pin and a little bit of that pearl, and then there's some tulle in the background with feathers on the side. Those tops that tops the tag. Then down here on my girl, I hope you can see the detail in there. I cut her out. I found her online. It was a hat advertisement, and so I cut her out and I added with teeny tiny Prima rose. I think they're called the mini roses. And on her hat I've added some stickles, which is hard to tell with the way the light is hitting it here, but it's really shiny. See it? It's a purple stickles. And I went over the top of her with antique linen because I didn't want her face to be so pasty white where I printed her out on white cardstock. And then I went over it again with some crackle paint, and then stained it again with the antique linen. So there's lots of dimension there. I wanted her to have the kind of broken porcelain old look, like it's been around for a while. And then of course the Eiffel Tower in the back was printed in white, and I went over it with the antique linen as well. Now this was a piece of metal, one of those little pebbles that were really popular in the 90s. In scrapbook pages, maybe early 2000s, but I went over the top of it. This is actually a stamp that I have, a travel stamp set that I have, and it says Tour, Discover, and Learn. And I just sanded the top of the metal piece and then stamped with the StazOn the stamp. And then over the top of it, I'm going to try and get close enough where you can see it, but I also added the crackle paint to it so it looks chipped. And I purposely pulled off these little pieces in here of the StazOn because I wanted this to look damaged and tattered and old. And then of course I added some bling down at the bottom. And then this is actually printed off the internet as well, and it's printed thumbnail size. It's tiny. It's somebody's passport. I don't know whose, but somebody's. And then on my girl, I took a piece of the lace that I had left over from another tag, and it was just a little piece of scrap, and I cut out the shape of a heart and put that on her body to give her a bodice. So that's a good close-up look. Now I'm going to zoom back out again and give you one final look at what this looks like. So pardon the camera shake as I refocus here. There we go. So I'm going to zoom out. So I hope you like this tag. I'm having a lot of fun with these vintage tags, and I thought that by saying Tour, Discover, and Learn, this could be used on something other than a travel page, and certainly something other than a Paris type thing. I know the Paris things are very popular, and I'm having a hard time with it because I don't really know what I would put it on, but I just kind of thought that with the word discover and learn that it could go in a different direction other than travel. I mean, I know that for me, you know, just day to day, I discover so many new things, and I have discovered so many new things just by producing these videos and watching what everyone else is doing. So I'm really in love with this style. I really think it's cool, and I love the collage effect of these tags. If you please leave me comments, and if you want to do swaps, I've had a couple people ask, and if I get enough people interested, then we'll definitely put something together. Thanks for watching.